Hi guys, welcome to my new channel. Today we're gonna harvest some spinach, hoe the corn, check our asparagus out, and check on our new planted spinach. I think I planted carrots and kale there also. We're gonna do some work around the tomatoes because they're not coming up very well. And I checked the radishes. We're gonna wait off on the harvesting. But anyway, let's get right into it. Alright, so we finished harvesting the spinach. We got enough for our daily consumption in our household. So they're getting kind of weedy. I am going to do a thorough weed through there later. But I cut them down fairly low so that I could stimulate a faster harvest next time. Hopefully about, shouldn't be more than a week then I harvest them again. But yeah, I got a lot off it and just used scissors this time. You remember last year I used a steak knife. That was because it was a lot longer. Like we had from there all the way down to where the grass is rooted up down there. And a 30-inch wide bed of it all the way down. So we had a lot more to do. I can take my time this time with scissors, so it's a little better. But the radishes are about an inch in diameter, the biggest one is. So I'm gonna let them grow a little bit more. We definitely will harvest them by the end of this week. Some of them are poking out of the ground. Some of them are still in the ground. So we're just gonna leave them. I do wanna get them out and get that hoed up because I have cucumbers I'm gonna plant in with the corn. But speaking of corn, the corn is looking excellent. Sorry if I'm trying to rush this video, but it's looking like it's gonna rain. The sky's not too good. It's been raining all day anyway. But yeah, the tomatoes are looking really wilty. Hopefully it's just transplant stress. I've watered them a couple times, but they're just gonna have to fend for themselves now. So let's get the hoeing done. What I use, where's my hoe? It's around here somewhere. It's right there. Over here we got our cabbages. They're just starting to curl in on themselves. So they still have a good, I'd say 20 days left till harvest. And we got broccoli, and I don't think the cauliflower made it. But I'm gonna get this hoeing done. This is my hoe. It's like 2 inches wide. It's great for getting in between stalks and stuff. So let me set this up for a time lapse. Alright, so the hoeing is finished. This garden is looking really good this year, guys. I've never had a garden this good in my life. Oh, just got a whiff of cow manure. Barns probably need to be cleaned out. And that is another thing. If you have looked at this channel but you have not seen my other channel, check it out. Right now it is labeled Farming Diaries. That channel is now going to be just all the farm stuff, and this channel is my gardening and whatever else I do in my free time. So yeah, go check it out. It is going to be renamed, so once it is, I will put an update on this channel to let you know what the new name is. But it's probably going to be called, like, I have no idea. I got to come up with a name. But we're going to check these new radishes that I planted, probably about a week ago. And then our asparagus is going to seed, and I got new spinach coming up. So new seeding of spinach. So right here we have our radishes. These ones are a bit closer together, so hopefully they don't like grow into each other and just become all one big radish. That would be kind of interesting though. And as you can see, these like fern looking things, these are asparagus gone to seed. It did look like an asparagus. Over here I don't really have one that still looks like an asparagus, but that's the closest I have. It starts branching off like that and then creating these little pods that will hopefully, I think they produce seeds, and they drop, and they regrow next year, and you have even more spinach year after year after year. So they're all looking like this now. These are probably 7 weeks old, I'd say this one is. That one's probably more like 5, and I got behind on burying it, because you're supposed to dig a trench a foot deep. That's what I did right down the center of the bed. I just did that because the rows got to be 3 foot apart, I believe. So I just did 1 row per bed since they're 4 foot wide. And I dug a trench foot deep, which is all the way down to the whatever is under these beds. And then you lay the crowns out, and I don't have a planting video, sorry. I was really busy this spring. You lay the crowns out, and then you just barely cover them, and in 2 or 3 weeks, they'll start coming up, and it'll just look like a piece of asparagus sticking out of the ground. And you start burying it, and you bury it until you get level with where you dug from, and then they turn into these little trees. So, very easy process, I'd say. They're easy to plant, I was told, but they're hard to keep alive year after year. That's what I was told. But we gotta come through and hoe this eventually. I do want to plant some stuff in here, because I don't know if the asparagus lasts all year long or not. This one looks like it's about done. Keeps bending over and stuff. But they look really cool when they're like this. I mean, look at that. It looks like a little pine tree. Here's our spinach. Nice little thing. I planted it a little bit more dense than that, so hopefully we should get a lot of spinach off that. And I believe this is kale. Let's see, what else did I have? Oh, it might be arugula. Might be arugula. And then we should have some carrots coming up over here. So yeah, great things happening. New plants coming up every day. So hopefully this week we'll plant another succession of sweet corn and green beans. You can see the succession's okay now, but it's really, really cool when you get a lot and they start stair-stepping down. That's really cool to see. So we'll have a video hopefully later planting and thinning this sweet corn, because you can't have 2 plants, that just doesn't work. And we will have a video of thinning the beans hopefully. So yeah, that'll be cool. I think that's all I got to do today. I can hold off on tilling this area. It's rainy, it's wet. The tiller doesn't like wet soil, so we're gonna hold off. I do gotta figure out what I'm gonna do to get close to these beds, because I gotta get landscape fabric down in here. But that's all that's happening today. Yeah, short day of work in the garden. So, got some spinach. Yummy, yummy. Hopefully, by the end of this year, we'll be sending this bucket full home every day. That'll be awesome. Sweet corn, I can't wait for sweet corn. That's gonna be good. And I'm interested to see how the popcorn turns out. I've never grown popcorn before. I'm excited. So, and I'm thinking I don't have enough money or enough room right now for more of these beds. So I'm thinking about, since this has a lot of compost incorporated from last year, I am thinking about planting some pumpkins or some watermelon out here just on the ground. But I'm worried the weed pressure is going to be really bad out here. It was bad in the raised bed, and it's not supposed to be that bad in the raised beds. You can see I can't get good in the radishes. There's weeds in between there. So, anyway. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Alright, there we are. We cut them down. They're kind of getting weedy. We need to go through there and do a thorough weeding out. But have to get some slave labor in here and take care of it. But we got a decent amount there for our daily consumption of spinach. We don't consume too much spinach daily in our house. But, yeah. Hopefully this starts growing faster. This is only the second cutting, so every time you cut spinach, it stimulates it, and it'll make it push out leaves faster the next time. So every time you harvest it, you'll get a harvest faster the next time. Next thing is we gotta work on hoeing the corn and our radishes. I'll show our radishes right now. This one's probably the biggest one right here, and it's about that big. So about inch and a half in diameter. So we're gonna leave them because I don't want to harvest them too small. So we're just gonna let them sit. Alright, hey guys, this is Gage here. It's been a really long time since I've done a video, but this is gonna be a little update of what's going on in the garden area. As you can tell, I don't remember how much I showed before, but it's very different from last year. You would have seen long beds going that way, 50-foot long, like the urban farmer style beds. And there would have been an electric wire around, which I kind of still need that, since these little guys are still getting out every once in a while. Still have the old cinder block garden, but we have these 4 new raised beds and more coming soon. We are going to put another one here, and they're just going to be lined up like this, all the way that way and all the way that way, but it requires money. Each of these beds are approximately $45 a piece to build. They are just 2 12-foot 2x6s. These are 12 foot by 4 foot, so 2 12-footers on each side and then 2 4-footers on each end, and they're just screwed together using a 2x4 to brace in the middle. So you screws in this way into this board, and then you screw it from this board in that way. Very simple. But here we have, in this bed, we have sweet corn and green beans, and they're succession planted. Those are the oldest, and then those are about a week and a half later, and then from a week and a half on that date, which will be middle of next week, I'll plant another succession, and I think that'll about fill this bed. And then over here, we'll start here because that one's kind of connected with this one. We have asparagus. This asparagus is going to seed, so it's kind of getting stringy. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants here, and we have a row of radishes just growing in there because we got all this room on the outside. And then I have spinach and stuff planted here. It's just starting to come up, you can see, and there's some carrots and kale and stuff in here. And then over here we have a later bed. This was planted like 2 weeks after this one, of asparagus also. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So same amount came up in that one. We lost 2 plants in each one. This one just happened to be the 2 end ones. There's a middle one and an end one over there. And then over here, this is a little different. We have popcorn. We have 3 rows of popcorn, and then we have radishes running in between. These radishes are almost ready to harvest. We will show harvesting those radishes when they are. And then we have 2 rows of colored ornamental corn, and then we have 2 rows of miniature ornamental corn, so the small little ears that are like that big. Then we have 3 little rows of spinach. I'm gonna harvest some of these tomorrow. And then we have tomatoes. These were just transplanted, so they're going through a little bit of shock. They're all bent over. And I just went through and tilled around all of these, except for there. I'll do that tomorrow or sometime. I tilled around it to keep the weeds down. Eventually, once the beds are all in place, we're going to have landscape fabric and have wood chips in between. And then in the cinder block garden, we actually don't have much going on out here this year. We have some cabbages that will be coming up, and we have some broccoli and some cauliflower in here. So that is about it. And one more thing, big announcement. My garden stuff and my personal sort of stuff is all going to be going to a different channel later on. The channel's not made yet, but when it is, I'm going to post an update here. This channel, I'm going to try and rename it, and it's going to be all the farm stuff. So it's going to be more tillage and stuff like that, which we're almost done. We're pretty much done with tillage for corn this year, but we are still tilling for beans, so there might be some disking footage. I haven't gotten the drone up in the air in a while. Right now, Dad's planting organic corn down the road, and Uncle Billy's baling some hay. He's been bringing in bales for those barns. We were going to put all our hay down, but we decided we didn't have enough time to, or we didn't have, me and Dad were working on crops, and Uncle Billy was the only one doing hay, so we didn't have enough manpower to do all of our hay. So we just put down 6 acres, and so far we've gotten like 10 bales from that, and he was just breaking into the headlands. So there's a lot of hay in that field, and we got to get it done because it's supposed to rain tomorrow morning. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Thanks for watching.